Here I shadow. Here I shadow. Okay, let's be real. All three of you watching are insanely excited to hear me talk about this. It's one of those films that defines what we now consider to be rudimentary in the epics. Other than Braveheart, this film knows how to dominate epic with a one-man army. It didn't have to try hard to be epic by wowing us with terrifyingly large armies stampeding against each other in some final climactic throwdown. All you need is for Russell Crowe to turn around and say,
"My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius."
And it's definitive. I'm the MovieSlayer, and this is my non-spoiler review of Ridley Scott's Gladiator. So Gladiator is directed by Ridley Scott, and it is written by David Franzoni, William Nicholson, and John Logan. It stars Russell Crowe, Connie Nielsen, and Joaquin Phoenix, and it came out in the year 2000. This movie is brought to you by one of my good friends, James Hawley. He was one of my missionary companions. This is his favorite movie, and I'm going to review it right now. Let's start with the characters. So Russell Crowe plays Maximus, a Roman general who runs into some problems. Not going to tell you what those problems are because that would defeat the purpose of a non-spoiler review. Essentially, he is betrayed and stripped of his command, and he has to pull himself out of the slums, while at the same time revenging his transgressors. Maximus is not really the character that we're supposed to relate with, because his situation is kind of unique, and not a lot of us are going to have to deal with what he deals with. It's rather illusionistic, so we end up just following him because we just really want what he wants. Connie Nielsen's character, Lucilla, who is the daughter of Caesar, is a little bit more straightforward, which is not a bad thing, because her character actually is someone that we can relate to. Which is great, because the film is perfectly split between Maximus and Lucilla. Her brother Commodus, played by Joaquin Phoenix, also develops to be a great villain. The acting. Everyone is really good in this movie. The only complaint that I really have is that Joaquin Phoenix's performance can get a little bit jarring, but as his character develops, it gets a lot better. Some of his scenes actually even wowed me in the third act, making his previous transgressions more than forgivable. The dialogue. There's some really beautifully written dialogue in this movie. None of it comes off as pretentious like in other Swords and Sandals. One line that I really liked is when Maximus tells Proximo that he's in danger of becoming a good man. Is it possible that that line's been used before? Sure. But what's refreshing is that it's not a line that's been used a million times. Writers fall into this trap all too often. It's just really refreshing to get some original dialogue that gives the mind and heart food for thought. And heart. The story. Revenge stories. They've been done again and again and again. And they usually are all the same. I can't definitively say what sets this story apart from other revenge stories. All I can say is that this movie delivered at every turn and mark. It wasn't redundant at all, and it was fresh. No complaints. Predictability. This movie doesn't stretch for any twists, and that's okay. As long as a movie makes you second guess yourself every so often, then it has you. This film doesn't pull any punches, and it does deliver a few unexpected surprises. The morale of the film. I define morale in film as its ability to invoke certain emotions and to help make you a better person. It's hard to say if revenge is never the answer, or if an eye for an eye is a primitive and outdated way of thinking. So just watch the movie and enjoy him having his day. If you're not going to retaliate against somebody because of a well-placed sense of self-righteousness, then enjoy watching somebody else have their day. The love that drives Maximus's character to do what he did, I thought was beautiful. Guys, I'm not saying Gladiator is a great film because everybody else thinks that Gladiator is a great film. There's a lot more to it than just taking it at face value. There's a lot to be learned in this film. And by the end of it, for the umpteenth millionth time that I've watched it, I was in tears. I can't deny it. I love Gladiator, which is why I'm going to put it at number 14. So Gladiator, for the two of you that have not seen this movie, go check out this movie. And for all of you that have seen this movie, then please tell me what you thought about it below, because I absolutely care to know. And don't be afraid to tell me what your favorite movie is so that I can review it for you. And definitely don't be afraid to hit the daggum subscribe button so that you can get more face-explodingly awesome reviews, and hit that little bell on the side so that way you get notifications of face-explodingly awesome reviews. And I will see you next time on MovieSlayer.